Alrighty guys, so here's another episode of Blasters, and here we got one. I'm not sure exactly year, definitely the older models, but it's all there. Needs a little attention. Let's do a little quick walk around, what we got and what we're working with, and then we'll decide what route we're going and what all needs to be done to it. So definitely, as all of you can see, that it looks pretty messy, pretty clapped out, but actually it's pretty tight. It's, you know, pretty decent for a Blaster. It's definitely got one of those weird lights right here, which will get rid of it. It'd be cool if it had a bracket like a Banshee style, and then we could remove this, but it's only got one, so we'll just keep it at that original one. Maybe we can remove it and add that right there instead, but we'll see. We'll most likely just go ahead and remove that. It's got these little hand grip blockers. I don't know how much work they actually do, but they're there. And it's definitely got some good China special stuff. It's got one of these little caps. Then it's got a little lever, gear changer thing, nice air filter thing, and a fuel filter. These are actually pretty nice, so let's make sure it's a K&N. We'll check it out, maybe we'll remove it. Probably got a nice Chinese special coil on there, very nice and loose, as you can tell. So we'll have to go through that. Just gotta button everything up, make sure everything's sealed up. There's got no leaks, no nothing. Chain is somewhat all right, so we'll go through that. One thing I did notice is that it has the front brakes routed the wrong way, so that's a little sucker. Tires are not the best, but we'll see on that. Also, it's got the rear brakes, pretty rare for these models, but we do have a seat that's been recovered. It looks pretty decent. It's definitely not straight on there, but it looks somewhat. So things that we have to add right off the top of my head: grab bar, missing that. Definitely deflate some of the tire pressure. Pumped up pretty hard. So it's got the whole emergency brake going up. Everything looks pretty good. And let's see, it's got the aluminum wheels in the front from another model, I'm guessing. And also, let's see, it's got a pipe that needs to get bolted up. Yep, gotta bolt that up. And we need a rubber boot for that. So that's all we really gotta do. And I got pretty much most of the parts. Actually, I got all the parts to get this thing done. So we got the graphic kit, and we got wheel spacers. We want to space it out, give it a little more stance. And we got the grab bar right there. And we do have an exhaust cap, little tube that goes on there. So we definitely got that. So we will go right to it. And what do you guys think? Should I remove this paint right here on these aluminum wheels? Which I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna remove the paint off these right here. We'll see. I think so. We'll do that, and yep, we'll go from there. Which I'm actually gonna invert them anyway, so just polish out the other side. And those, we'll just have to paint the other side, but we gotta extend them anyways with the spacer. And this thing's gonna look good, and she's gonna be a ripper again. Once again, she's gonna be brought back to life, and it's gonna look good again. Get these plastics all dialed in, shiny, and then we'll go from there. Get all these stickers removed and put just what we want. Alrighty guys, let's go. Alrighty guys, here's a cold start of this Yamaha Blaster. Let's get the fuel on. Key on, 2 keys. We're not gonna pull the choke, it's warm outside. Alrighty guys, and just like that we skip all the process of putting it together. Did a one build video series and this thing is completely done. As you can tell, the tires are looking nice and shiny. Polished them all out. Brakes work, everything works. Got them wheel spacers in there. Or we can jump to the front. As you can tell right there, you can see the wheel spacers. Plus we inverted the tires, gives it better stance. And if you look, they're pretty much even now. Even with the 2-inch spacers in the back and in the front. So it looks pretty good. Gives it a lot more stability. So we'll jump where we stopped. So we put a new grab bar in the back. New grab bar, baffle was removed. It's jetted. Got the exhaust clamp on there. It was missing that. Got it. The FMF pipe painted with heat paint. Painted it black. What else we got on here? Left all this stuff on there. The light works. We removed that light because that light did work. So there's no reason for it being there. Shocks, all original shocks and everything. Got these wheels, cleaned them up, removed all the paint. Everything else is pretty much there. Had to tighten that thing, the gear shifter. Put some of these button hardware right there. Got that all looking good. Put some graphics on it. Other than that, everything else is almost, well, it is all pretty much done and everything's good to go. The gears, everything's shifting pretty good. Brakes, we had to modify the brakes a little bit. So we had to reroute these wires. They had them routed through the back, which made a kink and the brakes wouldn't release easily. So, and also we had to change that on one selector back so it'd have more throw. We got that both. So now we got good brake pressure and it releases perfectly. Other than that, everything else is perfect and on point, and everything looks just right. She's ready to rip. And the graphics from like China, some Chinese graphics, not the best. I wouldn't really recommend if you're trying to keep this thing for a long time or something like that. I can see this thing peeling. Even though I did prep this plastic, I cleaned it, sanded it, then I went with the heat gun, cleaned all the wax and stuff. But these are not 3M stickums. So the seat's been rewrapped prior to me, but it doesn't have no rips. But I do not like the way it's wrapped. It is bothering me, so we might go ahead and replace that. Not sure yet, but we will definitely see that in the future, but maybe not. Other than that, it looks decent. Got 2 keys and it's not connected. The rear tail light, that's the only thing missing. But other than that, the brakes, front brakes, rear brakes, everything works, runs, it starts pretty good. So let's give it a little whirl and give it a kick. So gas on. It's warm out here, so we won't have to turn on any choke or anything like that. So let's give it a whirl. let's give it some revs and call it a good. Starts right up, has no problem. Also, we want to change that air filter. I do not like that air filter, so I do want to replace that. I'm pretty sure it restricts flow because I did test it with and without, and without it just has so much better throttle response. So we'll see about that, trying to get something more better, like a nice cane end pod that's a little more longer and extended. And maybe I'll look around, because the inside, they removed that boot. I am not gonna purchase that boot because the boot is pricey and got a lot of hardware, so they got a little plexiglass in there and made it like a storage department. So we'll go from there. We'll see. Most likely we'll change the air pod, but other than that, she's a good one. Runs good. I like it. Turned out pretty decent. Could change some tires, but this is how it is. Hope you guys like this quick video, and see you in the next one. Peace.